was the heaviest and biggest monster there, by far the strongest guy there. I was 227 pounds at 17 years old on stage, and I took fifth. Hey, Mike, I see that you train light a lot of the time. And she goes, she spit out her water, goes, yeah. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, I think what I've learned from you over the years, though, Mike, is I've learned longevity and being consistent with you. Going into like 40, because you're
so 83 was my first competition.
Okay.
87 was my first magazine.
Okay.
1987. That's why you'll see 87 on my shirts and stuff, because 87 is a big time for me, because that was my first magazine. That was Teenage Nationals. It was realizing I was a monster, but different.
Yeah.
Different because I was the biggest guy at Teenage Nationals. And the other guys that were in the show were like Gerard Dente, Chris Cormier, Eric Eckenrode, and these guys. But everybody knows Chris Cormier. But I was the heaviest and biggest monster there, by far the strongest guy there, because they were bodybuilders. We're all teenagers. And I realized at that time I was different, because these guys were freaky. They were freaky, man. Everybody was telling me, getting ready for that Teenage Nationals, they're like, these guys are going to be freaks. And I'm like, ah. And then I get there and I'm like, oh, no, they're right. They're right. These 18, 19-year-olds were the best in the world. And they were freaks. And Gerard Dente beat Chris Cormier. Gerard Dente was a heavyweight.
Yeah.
He was about 202 pounds. Chris Cormier was like 196. And Gerard Dente won the overall. And I was in the heavyweights, and I was 227 pounds at 17 years old on stage, and I took fifth in the teenage heavyweights.
Oh.
And but I was happy in a sense, because I knew that I was doing it a different way, and I was a monster. And so I was like, okay, I'm good with this. It'll be a different road, but I'm good with this. And then they did Jeffrey saw the photo the other day. The Iron Man magazine did a whole layout on me, and they got a picture of me next to Kirkland, the sign. And Kirkland is, if you guys know Costco,
yeah,
brand,
yeah,
they basically started Costco in Kirkland because of my family.
Really?
Yeah, just that was the main reason they started Costco.
Of course you did. Well, you guys eat all this chicken breasts all the time, so you got to support the Owen family. What can you do, dude?
Hey, first off, I want to say thank you for this app. I guess it's an app, or it's a program. I don't know what you would call this. But this is a pretty cool app, because we tried to go live on Facebook a couple weeks ago, and it just did nothing. And then so Jeffrey hooked this up last night and tested this out with some WCW wrestler, and it seemed to work pretty well.
So I got a question for you, man. So obviously things have been happening with you. It's been blowing up. I keep seeing you're the master at promoting. Like, you are just, man, you're good at that stuff, man. You are just unreal. But let's talk about the Titan series. What's happening there, because obviously it's been growing. You obviously had your core products to start. Now you got more coming on. What's happening there?
It's a pretty cool thing. First off, I teamed up, and again, I think you and me were saying this off screen, is team is everything. And no matter how good you are or whatever you have, unless you got a good team around you, and people can hear about it, it just doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't matter how good it is.
Yeah.
So I think that we teamed up with a company. A buddy of mine runs BPI, and so we got to talk, and I said, well, let's be partners and start the Titan series. And it was just a great fit. It was a great fit, because not only are they a reputable company, and they can get the good quality product and good raw material. That's first and foremost. But on top of that, it's the individuals and how they run their business and how they are as people that makes it so good for me. And the great thing is I've known Whitney, who runs the company, and I've known him for over a decade. And it's just his personality and who he is and his morals and how he believes and what he believes in. Here's the thing. I am a stickler and I am a prude. Hey, we'll say it that way. I'm an absolute prude. If you are promoting health and fitness in any aspect and you are a fat slob and you're not living the lifestyle, I don't want to be involved with you.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with you. And so the aspect of somebody going, hey, this is the best products and stuff like that, or the opposite, not even just a fat slob, but somebody that's just a bookworm that does nothing to actually test the products instead of hypothetically, this is what's supposed to happen. Those two things just rub me the wrong way. Unless you're living it and doing it and actually taking it, there's so much more things that happen to your body. And so what I love is that the whole team out there, they live it, they work out. And what's great is the majority of the team did like my 30-day blitz, which is the hardest program you could possibly do, but it's the most amazing transformation you can do. But it is not only does it do something great to your body, it changes you mentally because it is so mentally tough. Heath Evans can tell you, listen, there's not many people that I know that are more savage than Heath Evans. And for him to say, it's a tough program. Most people can't do it. And these guys out there at BPI did it. And it's like,
wow.
It's just a side note. It has nothing to do with business, has nothing to do with that. It just has to do with those individuals and how they are mindset. And if they're doing something that's savage, then I know that they're good partners. And when things get tough, which again, everything gets tough at some point.
Yep.
They'll be there and they'll be able to stand up and go, we'll keep fighting. And that to me, I know that's so much more than, hey, well, just tell me the books and the numbers and the analytics on this and let's promote the product. No, it's so much deeper for me on that side because it just means more to me. I've been doing this for 40 years. So I love this stuff, but I also want to have the best people around me. So
makes a big difference, man. The people are key. People are key. Wow. Because it's funny when you actually made that partnership and everything go, it's just crazy how fast it took off for you, and all of a sudden you got more things coming out and you got the skin cream now, which obviously that was a funny, the cream is amazing, but it's, I was telling Mike this morning before you guys went live, I was putting the cream on my face and it made myself look like Mike. And I'm a younger dude than Mike is, so my skin has to look baby smooth like Mike's. But that aside, joke aside, you're doing awesome things, man. I'm really actually happy for you because, man, I remember a couple of years ago, you're trying to get everything going with the supplement line, and now you're just like, it's just like a rocket ship.
Yeah, we're lucky in that sense, right? I mean, what's cool too is that we didn't do the hype products. Yeah. We did products that I believe in and that I do. And so I think the majority of society that knows me and knows what the foundation work is like, okay, this is foundation stuff. This is stuff I've known him to do for the last 30, 40 years. So it's cool. It's not like, hey, I got this new thing out and it's something cool. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. And the cream, man, it's one of those, I think, see, you understand this. You understand the fine details. And the fine details is, I don't care how jacked you are. Yeah. I don't care how muscular or ripped you are. If your skin is nasty and it doesn't look good and it's loose and it's acne or whatever that issue is,
yep,
it doesn't look good. I don't care how jacked you are. It doesn't look good. You got to have that nice, as long as you possibly can, have that nice, healthy skin, tight skin and stuff. And so that's why, jokes aside, we were talking about the cream, but the cream for the face and the cream for the body is so key. And I know that majority of people go, I just want to get strong. All right. Then don't follow me. Regardless that I'm strong. I want to get jacked. Again, don't follow me because regardless that I'm jacked, it's the fine details that people miss.
Yeah.
It was weird. We were talking about something today, and Mono laughed out loud and spit out her water because I saw a post yesterday, and a guy goes, "Hey, Mike, I see that you train light a lot of the time," and she goes, she spit out her water. Goes, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard." And it's like, you know me, but the industry knows me, but I've never lifted light ever in my life. And there's no video of me lifting light. And there's no record, which is so confusing to people. You go, well, did you lift light at some point? No. No, I've been this strong, lifted heavy since I was 14 years old. So the comment was so weird, but I understand the comment. Mm-hmm. Because what people, and there's a difference between looking and seeing, right? When people look at me, they go, "Oh, you're a jacked dude. You look good for your age. You're strong." Has nothing to do with it. I'm youthful looking. I have healthy skin. I have healthy joints.
Yeah.
I do tricep extensions with 185, 225 at mid 50s. So they see, but they're not really looking at it. Yeah. And I think this guy is that kind of concept. Like today, if you just look at what I was doing, your assumption is, well, you're doing 315 for 12 to 15 reps on bench. No. No, I was doing 315 for 12 to 15 on high neck, wide grip, slow isolated bench with a slight incline. So to the average person, he's just benching 315.
Yeah.
But to the educated person, no, he's doing high necks, wide grip, elbows back, slow controlled, squeezing through. So it's a completely different thing. And it's 315, which is a tremendous amount of weight to do that exercise. Most people do 135. So look and see something that you do well.
Well, I think what I've learned from you over the years, though, Mike, when I first met you, 7-8 years ago, for a mutual friend of ours, is I've learned longevity and being consistent with you. Whenever you first gave me the first Power Bodybuilding program years ago, I still follow the principles. I did that program you gave me. We were working together for 2 or 3 years, like really diving in deep. And it's funny because I go to the gym and it's, again, you've almost trained me to look at weights as a meditative state where you're going in there to focus on the weights become one with you. It becomes an environment where you actually can improve mentally, physically, emotionally as you're lifting this kind of weight. You know, it becomes not just weight, it becomes part of your flow, you know, part of what you're going in the gym for. And, you know, ever since I haven't been injured in 15 years, I was injured when I was 21 when I was stupid and silly trying to squat 6 plates, you know, in the wrong way. No injury in the last 15 years. And I'm 36 right now, I turned 36 this past week. And I feel better than I did when I was 21, you know. Do I eat super clean? I eat pretty freaking clean, you know. But I when I train, it's like almost a meditation for me. It's like I go in there, and I was with you 4 or 5 years ago with you, Heath, and I, a couple of Mo and the crew in Cali for that week.
Yeah.
And I kind of saw the action happening in training. And I realized, man, this training thing isn't just lifting weight. It's about a whole process you go through. It taught me a lot of lessons about lifting in life. Actually, it rhymes, lifting in life. Actually, you can probably use that, lifting in life. As you evolve and become, you know, as you become older and you become wiser, you become younger as you get older, right? And you learn those kind of lessons as you grow.
Yeah, I remember that week. That was a fun week. First off,
It was.
And I could see the difference between how you were squatting back home and then how you were squatting with us by the end of the week. That it was a meditation squat in a sense, where you were connected, and regardless of how much we were yelling at you to do the lift, you were within yourself, and you're listening to your own voice and stuff. And it was a cool transformation to watch somebody that gets it, and you got it, and you have it. And so it was cool for me as a teacher to see that.
What I've always found squats, so Mike, I've always found squats as it's almost like my de-stressor. It's almost like my connector for me. Like more than bench, more than dead. Like to me, I love squatting. I could squat almost every single day. It's almost like you go in squatting and you just want to, like, your body becomes part of that bar and that weight and your motions. It just feels like when you finish, you're like, man, that was an accomplishment. You feel empowered. Whether it was 2 plates or 4 plates or whatever, whether it was really slow and controlled deep, or Hearn level, box squat level, or whether you got me doing front or back, whatever it was. But it's that learning curve of like mind, muscle, emotion, and physical strength all kind of combining together into one.